Hi friends, it's T-Man, and I'm back with a new video. And somebody posted this in the comment section, this link, this guy, so I'm going to react to it. Yeah, just give me a second here. I've never seen this channel before. Hold on. His channel is called Hair Cafe. The carnivore diet will shorten your lifespan, shrink your brain, and make you ugly. Okay, I don't know. I don't know what he's talking about, but whatever. And then he has this lady here, age 59, age 19. Yeah. Or sorry, age 56, age 19. Yeah. She's 19. She looks old. And Chulo, he eats fish, raw sushi all day. Doesn't eat plants. And he looks young. All right. Anyways, that's not the point of the video. I'm going to react to this video. This one point that he makes, okay? The carnivore diet will shorten your life, shrink your brain, and make you ugly, which is ridiculous. Okay.
Then that would force you to accept many compromising positions, like believing that smoking has never been proven to cause cancer or heart disease. You couldn't even say that alcohol causes inebriation, since it is just an association. In fact, you couldn't even say that hypertension causes heart disease, but actually, Eddie does say this, and it's part of his theory as to what causes atherosclerosis.
Okay.
So it is.
This is it.
Clear that Eddie is very selective in how he applies his epistemology, especially later on as he keeps changing his position on whether smoking causes lung cancer, as we'll soon see.
Yeah.
Causality should be strived towards, but you should always understand, especially in statistics, particularly in statistics, that you will never attain it.
So Eddie rejects literally all statistical inferences about causality. Instead, he has his own unique philosophy of science where the only accepted facts are things like simple chemical reactions that can be reproduced in a test tube. But that doesn't account for the vast complexities of human physiology. The only way to test for health outcomes is with human clinical studies. Most of the objections Eddie makes to clinical studies are overcome when randomized controlled studies are done because the treatment group and the control group are randomly assigned. So just so long as the number of subjects is high enough, there is not going to be any significant difference in the characteristics of the two groups. So theoretically, could the conclusions of a randomized control trial be wrong? Yes. Is it likely? No. But even if a randomized control trial is wrong,
Why do I need a randomized control trial when I can get it online? It's free. I don't know what this guy's talking about. I think I missed the point. I don't know where it was.
cause cancer or heart disease. You couldn't even say that alcohol causes inebriation, since it is just an association. In fact, you couldn't even say that hypertension causes heart disease, but actually, Eddie does say this, and it's part of his theory as to what causes atherosclerosis. So it is clear that Eddie is very selective in how he applies his epistemology, especially later on as he keeps changing his position on whether smoking causes lung cancer, as we'll soon see.
Causality should be strived towards, but you should always understand, especially in statistics, particularly in statistics, that you will never attain it.
So Eddie rejects literally all statistical inference.
Okay, that's the part. Yeah. I think that was the part. Yeah, that's the part.
Likely? No. But even if a randomized control trial is wrong, if you have lots of randomized control...
No, hold on. He rejects all of it. He rejects it.
Under any circumstances that are actually seen in the real world.
Right. As seen in the real world. Go to the vegan compilation. You'll see everything in the real world in the vegan compilation, okay?
Eddie makes this claim again and again and again in the video like it's rhetorical kryptonite. This argument is the entire zeitgeist of his entire channel. Since Eddie will never accept that an association in a scientific study can prove causality, he completely rejects all human research studies, including population cohort studies, randomized controlled studies, meta-analyses, and essentially any human study that isn't just some in vitro biology study in a test tube. Eddie...
How about a real study that's online, dude? How about a real one like this, the vegan compilation?
Every day, I was a very strict vegan for a total of almost 2 whole years. The food was just going right through me. Nothing actually...
I told you, it's always 2 years. And that's when it hits you. You're fucked.
If you catch my drift, I was feeling weak. I never imagined that I would convert after being a vegan. I had to...
Yeah, because you were dying, that's why. All these people are dying. I mean, when you listen to them.
going to die because
See?
I was having like this chest
I was going to die because I was having this what?
pain. Like I felt like I was going to have a heart attack because I was having some chest pain. I would feel like the numbness going down my left arm. I went vegan because it was more for animal related things.
Yeah, but it almost killed you because you're stupid. You're a stupid human. You don't listen to your senses, duh. How about this one here? How about this trial, human trial?
Sometimes I was feeling like I was 4 months pregnant. That's how much my stomach would swell. The endometriosis that was growing.
Endometriosis, yes, swelling. What else do we have here?
I was for over 5 years, and I felt horrible. Like,
I don't believe she was 5 years. She was either cheating. You can't go 5 years on that. The scurvy part, boom, you're dead. You're gone.
I would get these like heart murmurs and like shakes every once in a while. I have always been.
See, the symptoms are all the same, man. When you have lack of nutrients, lack of amino acids, this is what happens. You're dying. They're not even listening to their body, but eventually they do listen because the pain is so overwhelming. Your body's like, I'm dying. If you don't eat meat now, we're fucking going to the grave.
Doing it for the animals.
We're going to talk about why I'm no longer.
I love that one. I was dying doing it for the animals. You're dying for the animals? Well, how is that helping them if you die? I don't know, man. Anyway.
Yeah, the problem started to arise around year 3. I started feeling like
Oh, she had a problem around year 3, but that's kind of unusual. It's usually 2 years, but okay, 3 years. I'll give it. The last one said 5. The first one said 2. Whatever.
Couldn't satiate my body. So that was another thing. I was taking so many supplements. I was buying supplements every other day. Oh my gosh, I forgot. I started having heart palpitations, y'all.
You're eating supplements. That's unhealthy. So there you go.
I was having heart palpitations. So then I started.
I heard that one on the last couple. Yeah, heart palpitations. That's the one. Yeah.
It's a bloat. I just felt.
The bloat.
Depleted. I feel like my insides were like cold and
depleted. Yes, these are all the symptoms. The hair falling out too. Don't forget that. The nails in the hair.
Separation. I'm getting upset because I was so shamed.
I was so shamed. Yes. All of you are shamed. All of these people are falling apart and are shamed.
This way, and we're vegan for over 10 years. But with the cancer.
That's not true. She cheated. No vegan can last 10 years. That's a lie. None of these things, they're true, but whatever. A lot of them, they're lying. But I know they're dying.
Having some seafood.
I then became vegan in January for Veganuary, and I just carried it on because I was like, I've always wanted to be vegan. I don't even know, 2 or 3 weeks ago.
I always wanted to be vegan, but you're not a vegan. You're a human carnivore.
I was just like, it's causing me to have second.
Anyway, so you get the idea, man. I'll go back to that channel again, whatever.
More valuable than outcome data.
Yeah, that is more important. I like to watch real world data. That doesn't lie to me. I don't need scientists to tell me anything. All I have to do is go off of people's experiences. Ask questions, ask them how they feel. Are you okay? Are you uncomfortable? How is this making you feel? A bunch of stuff, get it? That's all. I don't need trials and errors and all this. I've discovered things all on my own without scientific papers or anything, and I figured them out how they work using my senses and my feelings and everything else. I don't need this shit.
This is an extremely fringe and radical position. If you really believe in Eddie's epistemology, then that would force you to accept many compromising positions, like believing that smoking has never been proven to cause cancer or heart disease.
It hasn't. It hasn't been proven. How do you know it wasn't the plants that caused the cancer, not the cigarettes? See, when the planet, there's pollution everywhere. Then everybody would get cancer, right? The cities are polluted. The cars are like shooting gas in the air and all that. Like you'd think that this would end society would die, right? But obviously we're not dying because the air is so-called polluted. There's all kinds of shit in the air. There's dust, dirt flying around. There's gas being emitted from the emissions from cars and stuff. There's a fucking whole bunch of shit going on out there. But if you're asking me, most likely the experience is telling me that it's the food, man, that is causing the problems. When you break the laws of nature, when you act unnaturally, this is what's happening. Because volcanoes on this planet, dirt, smog, pollution, these are natural processes, going on, stuff going on out there. No, I'm not saying we're doing it unnaturally. Adding to it is unnatural, definitely. Now, how is that affecting us? Gas being emitted in the air, us breathing this air or whatever, we causing this pollution? I don't know. I can't tell you. See that? I don't know. Is it the cigarettes? Is it the gas emission? I don't know. I probably won't know for sure. But I definitely know the food is causing these problems in these people because they're all exhibiting the same signs. Now, as far as smoking, all of them are not exhibiting the same signs. In other words, a smoker gets cancer. Are all of them getting cancer from smoking? Is every smoker getting that? I don't know. You see what I mean? No, I haven't seen that. But I have seen the vegan compilation. It's all always the same. So you have to look for things that are repetitive. And it'll tell you.
You couldn't even say that alcohol causes inebriation since it is just an association. In fact,
I don't know. I've seen people drink and I'm like, how are these people still here alive? And they drink, they're alcoholics. How are they alive? How are they functioning? Jesus. See what I mean? It's really hard to say.
You couldn't even say that hypertension causes heart disease, but actually, Eddie does say this, and it's part of his theory as to what causes atherosclerosis.
Hypertension causes heart disease. Well, does it cause it in everyone? Hypertension? I don't know. Here's the thing. But we do know that if you drink four liters of water, it could cause you to die or something. It could cause toxic buildup, right? See what I mean? Would it happen in every single person? Yes. So we know if you do this in every person, the outcome will be the same. Toxicity and you die. So, yeah. But when everybody's smoking cigarettes, why is it affecting one person and not the other? And not the others in the group? See what I mean? These are the things you have to look for. I don't know. I can't tell you, but I know the vegan diet, all the signs were the same in every vegan. In every of these vegans, they got the same signs, these problems.
So it is clear that Eddie is very selective in how he applies his epistemology, especially later on as he keeps changing his position on whether smoking.
Here's the thing: in people eating meat, you say carnivore diet. The people carnivore diet, they exhibit all the same things. Good signs. I don't see anywhere where people are exhibiting bad signs. The majority of carnivore diet are exhibiting all the best health. So that must mean it is the best diet. Get it? But the vegan diet compilation, all the signs were bad. All of it. All of these vegan people end up in the end, I'm no longer vegan because I have these palpitations, heart attack, hair falling out, nails, blah, 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 blah. Because they're going to suffer from what? Scurvy. If you have a deficiency in amino acids, you are going to suffer. Get it? The wrath of nature. Get it, dude? It's kind of obvious. Shit.
Causes lung cancer, as we'll soon see.
Causality.
Here's the thing. They say that when older people, when they fall down and break their hip, they're lucky if they live with it. They live up to about a year or so, and then they die. Well, what's the statistic? Well, it kind of is true because even my uncle, he broke his fucking. Eventually, he's older. He was doing a lot of shit. He broke his hip, and then a year later, he died. See what I mean? So that just says it all right there. I don't know. And statistically, it's a known fact. So they mark it down as statistic. Happens to everybody. I don't know.
Should be strived towards, but you should always understand, especially in statistics, particularly in statistics, that you will never attain it.
So Eddie rejects literally all statistical inferences about causality. Instead, he has his own unique philosophy of science where the only...
Well, because if you're mixing up the stuff, you're not going to get the proper answer. You can't correlate and say, well, these people are eating a mixed diet, and we're going to say that this disease they got was from the meat, but not the plants. Well, I see the vegan compilation. I don't need that because they said that they were strict vegan. And that's what happens to real vegans, strict vegans. They suffer and they're about to die. So I don't know what else to say in that video. Tell us what you think about that. Like, subscribe, support the channel, man.
Accepted facts are things like simple chemical reactions that can be reproduced in a test tube, but that doesn't account for the vast complexities of human physiology. The only way to test for health outcomes is with human clinical studies.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. All you have to do is take statistics based on people's experiences and ask them what they did. That's all. And not mix stuff up. Make sure that they were on that one thing, that one path. That's basically it, dude. Anyways, I'm out of here. He's full of crap, this guy.
Most of the objections Eddie makes to clinical studies are overcome when randomized controlled studies are done because the treatment...
They could be faked. I don't know, man. Humans, they fake stuff. They do things for money. Whatever. You don't know for sure. But I definitely know that the people weren't faking it, the vegan compilations. Then there's so many of them. It just goes on and on and on. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao, friends.